What would you wish for if you can get anything? Did you wish for love and a nice romantic relationship? Or would you rather have more friends and community? Or perhaps a nice body and better health? More free time, you say? If you wished for fame and money, I'm not here to judge. Whatever it is that you wished for, the hope is that at the end it will give you happiness. It is all that we want, isn't it? Just to be happy. But for people who value happiness a lot, we do tend to spend a lot of our time on things that make us unhappy. The biggest one being work. Only 53% of Americans love their jobs, whereas 15% absolutely hate it. The rest feeling, like it's okay. That's millions of people who wake up and spend 8 hours on average each day to be miserable. The rest of the world is not better. Even though Americans work a lot more and Europeans have a better work-life balance, only about 34% of Germans actively enjoy their work, while 10% hate their jobs, which is insane if you think about it. We spend 1/3 of our lives working, which is a lot of time to be miserable. And we do all this with the hope that we get as much money as possible to enjoy our free time or have a lot of it, or even retire as early as we can. We think that enjoying free time is easier than enjoying work. The more free time we have to do nothing, the better. But that's where we get it wrong. People tend to show signs of depression and more symptoms of illness after they retire and have nothing to do. When we have more time on our hands than goals, we do tend to focus on thoughts that make us anxious. A very popular way to pass free time is to watch TV, which has been shown to decrease activity in the brain and dull us, which we take for feeling of relaxation, but it's actually making us less happy. People who tend to watch more TV also tend to have jobs that they don't enjoy and rate their lives as less satisfactory. So how is it that we get jobs that we love? Loving your job is not a result of finding our passions per se, as most of us grow up thinking. There are many people who are passionate about certain subjects, who study hard to get a degree or two and get their dream job only to be dissatisfied with it after a while. In fact, that is most of us. We constantly find that job we thought would make us happy, but it doesn't. Not for long, at least. That's because it's not so much about which job is definitely part of it. Do by all means something that you have the skills and liking for, but a big part of liking your job is actually how useful you think it is. A research was conducted on hospital janitors on their job satisfaction, and the difference between those who loved their jobs and those who hated it or were indifferent about it was that those people who loved it saw cleaning the floors as an important part of keeping the patients who stay there healthy, creating a peaceful and sanitized environment for doctors and patients alike. And they went home satisfied that they're doing something important. Those who were indifferent saw the job as a good way to earn money and liked their colleagues. And the people who hated it not only didn't think the job was useful, they also didn't feel respected in their work environments and didn't have good work relationships. This holds true everywhere too. Even people who have socially celebrated jobs, like doctors, can hate their jobs if they focus on the daily, meaningless paperwork they have to do and don't think they personally are contributing anything to society. Liking your workers, and especially having a sense of community, is also huge. That's why you see a lot of soldiers, firefighters, and so on love and are loyal to their jobs, even when what they do is life-threatening and asks for a huge sacrifice. They are honored and respected by society, and they get a reminder of the importance of their jobs every day. And they also do a lot of activities to build a sense of community and trust within their team. So, if you are unsatisfied with your job, look for what makes it meaningful, and look for where you can get kind and collaborative colleagues and work environments. Because spending so much time just trading your soul for some cash just kills your spirit in the long term. Of course, you might not get to do everything you want at work, even if you like your work and the people. That's where how you spend your free time comes in play. That's where you get the chance to explore other things that you might want to do. Our society seems to be really encouraging of entrepreneurship these days. Everywhere I look, it's like, work for yourself and here's how, buy this course first for $5,000. And don't get me wrong, there are some people that are born to be entrepreneurs and are doing amazing things and can manage 100 people and think about solving the biggest problems all the time. But that's not everyone. That's not for everyone. And thank God for this diversity, because there are big sacrifices involved with being in charge of everything. So much stress that comes with it, and you don't really have to quit your job to do other things that you like. Do it in your free time. You'll be more happy. Paint in your free time. Build that website in your free time. Play tennis in your free time. Do that podcast in your free time. You don't really have to quit your job necessarily. You're still an artist if you do it in your free time. Drink every time I say free time. Plus, it takes the pressure of needing to earn money from it as soon as possible. The word school came from the ancient Greek word which meant leisure, because they believed the best thing you can do in your free time was to learn. That might seem weird if you're imagining going to school and sitting in a lecture for fun, but it makes complete sense if you think about how many people listen to educational podcasts and YouTube videos for fun. We love to learn new things. It gives us that dopamine, we feel good and happier and proud. In fact, we are born to feel the happiest when we find out new information, have a goal to work towards to, make progress. Not when we reach a goal. Happiness fades when you reach a goal and no longer have something to work towards to. We also like to share quality time with loved ones, to spend real physical time with friends and family, and to be immersed in a conversation and feel connected. The data that people who watch the most TV also hate their jobs makes me think if it's a mechanism to escape ourselves and our emotions. I mean, we do tend to do that. We do drink a lot when we are sad. We eat a lot. We have kind of an obesity epidemic. We get more addictions than any of our ancestors. And something that we don't see as harmful is watching the most TV. We come home angry about work and we don't even admit it to ourselves, and we fight with our spouse, turn the TV, and forget about it all. But we can only escape our reality for so long. In the long run, we'll lose valuable time we can't get back. Instead, try to find a job with people who have similar values. Also, be kind to yourself. Learn to communicate and stand up for yourself. It also helps if you have some flexibility and freedom with your work. And use the time afterwards to rest and chase your dreams and curiosities. I learned this first from the book called Finding Flow. I was then at a point where I was considering quitting my corporate job and doing something by myself. But the book gave me this idea why I was always chasing jobs that paid more instead of things that I actually cared about. And what I cared about was teaching and mental health, especially protecting the self-perception and confidence of kids. And I figured I actually want to work with kids, and I became a kindergarten teacher, which I love. And the job tends to attract emotionally intelligent and kind people, which I value a lot. Still, it took me a couple of tries to find the right workplace, and I'm enjoying working on this podcast in my free time. I love sharing what I learn and the artistic aspect of it. And I feel better afterwards. I truly notice that I feel satisfied and better about my day after I work on something that is important to me. So, what about you? What do you care about? And are you living these values in your work or free time? This has been Must Knows Before You Die. If you found this podcast useful, rate it wherever you listen and share it with a friend that might find it useful.